Hi, I'm future animated sensation, the Canal Lock Chris Monster, and this is episode.
Ha ha. It's so mystical and dreamlike. Just imagine there's a monster down there.
I'm sorry, it's just a pun.
Aye, aye. It's no fucking Brigadoon, pal. It's got me right crabbit now.
And this is episode 4 of Tech Tips with Chris. In today's episode, we will be discussing generative AI. Now, I know that in education, AI can be scary. Many folks think it's just a tool for kids to cut corners and cheat on assignments. There's a fear that students will be missing out on developing the skills necessary to operate in the world beyond the classroom. So, to ease your fears, I brought in Dom Marchese, class of 2020, to discuss the role AI played while he was at ULS. Hey, Dom.
Mr. Hemler, it's great to be here. No, I did not use AI during my time at Liggett. Oh, but I would have, 100%.
All right. Thank you very much, Dom. Always the joker, Dom Marchese.
No. I'm serious. I would have used it, but it was just a little before my time at Liggett.
Okay, I appreciate your commitment to the bit.
No, it's not a bit. No, I actually would have had to have given ChatGPT co-author credits on my ARP prospectus.
Oops, it looks like we're losing connection, Dom. Sorry.
Oh yeah, also, last thing before I go, were you always a cartoon?
Oh yeah, I guess I should probably explain this. You see, one of the 5 approved generative AI tools for ULS teachers and students is Adobe Express. Personally, I find most of Adobe's generative AI features to be inferior to those of Canva's, but this is my favorite use of generative AI with Adobe Express. Let's say a lower school student wrote a short first-person story from the perspective of a sloth. Then they could read the story as their sloth and animate the character using their voice. Or what if the seniors recorded bedtime stories for their first grade buddies so they can hear their voices even after they graduate? Good night. Canva is the other graphic design software with ULS approved use of generative AI. And Canva's generative AI can do so many things. See my email from October 30th of last year to learn more about the launch of Canva 2.0. My favorite use of Canva is to use my words and ideas to generate a presentation. If you have notes or an existing slides presentation that you want to give a bit more oomph, throw it into Canva and let it beautify it for you. Just be careful. Generative AI sometimes can't help itself but to change or synthesize your words, even if you give it express instructions not to. Before we move on to the 3 big generative AI tools on campus, you may be wondering, what's an AI tool got to do to get approved around here? In short, it has to promise not to steal and sell our data. Because we are a school, student data is of the utmost importance. In addition to federal laws like the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act and Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, it's what we'd all expect a school to do regarding the safety of our children and their data. Adobe Express, Gemini, and Notebook LM are included in our privacy policies attached to our existing agreements with Adobe and Google, respectively. Canva for Education keeps any data through registered school accounts private, and our School AI subscription ensures end-to-end encryption within that software as well. We'll next move on to Google's 2 main generative AI tools at ULS, the Gemini chatbot app and Notebook LM. The Gemini chatbot is more of what you think of when you vision AI tools and is similar in structure to tools like ChatGPT. It is your all-purpose collaborator. The difference is, when you are logged in with your ULS account, you'll see a message in the bottom window that explains that your chat logs are not used to inform the model. This is because we are a school and Google keeps school data private. While the term Gemini is often used to reference the Gemini chatbot app, Gemini itself is a multimodal tool that is also integrated into our Google Workspace and has features within Docs, Gmail, and Slides. In fact, if you are watching this on a Chrome browser, you likely have a Gemini box in the top right-hand corner of your window. I'd point to it, but Adobe Express doesn't give you the ability to move the arms of your characters. Now, Notebook LM is a bit more specialized. It uses Gemini's models, just like the chatbot app, but is specifically designed for research. I've mainly seen teachers utilize Notebook LM's feature that turns multiple sources into an AI-generated podcast as an accommodation tool or a way to trim down complex readings to help students better synthesize information. The best part about Notebook LM is that it is designed to be a research assistant. It uses specific sources that you put into it, instead of farming the depths of your Uncle Larry's Facebook page to inform its answers. Lastly, we have School AI. School AI is one of the rare AI tools that are specifically designed for teachers. If a student visits School AI outside of a teacher-created resource or space, they will meet Dot. No, not that Dot. Dot is the name of School AI's digital assistant. Dot will serve as a chatbot for the students. Think of it like Gemini or ChatGPT, but with guardrails to keep searches safe for school. As a teacher, however, School AI opens up a whole new world. Upload an assignment, provide the learning objectives, and let School AI generate a rubric that fits your exact needs. Design a space for students to get feedback on a specific project. Or literally just input the directions of the project and let Dot answer, "Wait, when's this due?" 25 times. Obviously, each of these tools warrants its own lunch and learn. So I want to know what information would be most useful for you. So there's a link to a Google form in this month's Tech Tips email where you can indicate what information, if any, you'd like to see in a future lunch and learn. But don't fill it out just yet. Do so right after a word from today's sponsor. Everywhere you look, you see angry Americans. Wars, protests, email phishing scams, CEOs not taking a big enough bite of a hamburger. All of these things rile up the average American. But we don't stay angry long. In the blink of an eye, there's a new news cycle that shifts our frustration from one cause to the next. But it doesn't have to be this way. You too can hang on to anger for weeks, months, years, or maybe even centuries. Introducing Scottish Crabbitry.
Aye. It's no f***ing Brigadoon, pal.
When you think of Scotland, maybe you think of the serenity of the Scottish Highlands. But we often forget about the grumpy bus driver from Glasgow. What's his deal?
Edinburgh is mystical. Glasgow is dreamlike, particularly at 3 o'clock on a Sunday morning. Oh wait, sorry. Glasgow. These are things Scottish people actually built, as opposed to a steaming jobby on a lock. But
Maybe in the fabric of his being, he's been holding on to the disrespect of the invasion of Edward I, only to be followed by a promise of a separate but united collection of kingdoms when James VI became king, only to have that torn away a century later as Scottish Parliament was dissolved and the power shifted almost exclusively to London?
you know, go up there. You'll find it just like the Romans and the bloody English did. The only thing that awaits you up there is hills, solitude, and Drum the Drocket.
Or maybe he just needs a bit of a nap. Scottish Crabbitry. Stay angry. Maybe forever.
It's got me right crabbit now.